Today I wanted to tell you a bit about ventilation ducts. I've already mentioned that I have diameters of 50, 60, 75, 90, 110. You know that from our previous videos. The first part, heat recovery ventilation for the master investor, how to do it yourself. But now I wanted to tell you about the manufacturers in Poland. I know 3 manufacturers who produce these ventilation ducts. We do business with InGremio, the best manufacturer I know of. They have been producing these ducts for about 35 years. At the end, I will show you what the production of such a duct looks like, because it is very interesting. All manufacturers' products are compatible. No matter which system you switch to, they will work. They only differ in the colors. I chose InGremio because they have everything certified, and here, as they add these particles of silver and copper, they don't paint it, it's embedded in the layer. And one more very important thing, you can buy Dutch, French, American ducts, but nothing will be that much better than the InGremio products. You can spend 5 times more. You can spend 6 times more, and basically it will all be the same. InGremio released a duct under the name Spectra 1000. It is a bactericidal duct. How do you check? In a laboratory, bacteria them applied, we put it in the incubator, set the appropriate parameters, time, temperature and humidity. And the bacteria multiply. We simply observe after some time how many are there. We take a swab, we conduct tests. But how to do it at home? It's very simple. We take a duct, we shape it like that, pour water into it, let's say about 3/4, and place it next to a heater. We have conducted such an experiment. We took the Spectra 1000 duct and took a regular duct, the simplest possible one. We put them under a radiator for about 4 weeks. With the Spectra 1000, we didn't detect any odors, see any algae or any bacteria. You could say it's not objective, but subjective, because I personally assessed it and I'm not a chemist. However, we also poured water into a duct without that coating. After 4 weeks, there was a noticeable odor. I don't know if anything appeared there visually. It was hard for me to assess. But the water began to smell. We poured in regular bottled water. It wasn't tap water because it is chlorinated, so we used regular bottled water. I won't say which brand. You can conduct such an experiment yourself. We did it, and you could see that these ducts do work compared to the regular ones. Just like I said, it's not an objective assessment. It was DIY research. A lot can be tested in this way. Cars used to be tested like this. They would release 20 cars, one to Scandinavia, another to Africa. They did 1 million kilometers. And with these methods, it was real, actual testing, and the effectiveness was very high. You have cars from the 1980s, let's say a W124 Mercedes, which withstood 1 million kilometers. Now, for example, we tested fans for 9 months. I'll show you this test, what it looked like. We set them up on a pallet, as you can see here, and they work for 9 months, 6 or 7 hours a day, at a temperature of about 30 degrees. So when they heat up, their temperature reaches 70 degrees. As you can see, there's snow now. They work because in the morning it was -2 or 3 degrees and it was snowing, and they're fine. So we already know that these fans will be suitable for ventilation units because the atmospheric conditions are not as harsh as they are outdoors. So
we can confidently install them, and I know that customers will be satisfied, and these fans will easily last 10-15 years if they have withstood a year in such conditions. And at the end of the test, we will place them in a climate chamber and test them in the climate chamber for a month. The chamber is the final test because it can handle 30 kilowatts per hour. So due to cost savings, we prefer to test it outside first. We chose InGremio for one more specific reason. They offer a 30-year warranty on these ventilation ducts. Now, these ducts have had all kinds of tests. These tests are available on our website. CE declaration, obviously, from the Łukasiewicz Institute, antibacterial properties tests. Here you go, another test. It is available on the website. The next one, also the Łukasiewicz Institute. Fungistatic properties. Here you go. Hygienic certificate. Here you go. Here we have samples of materials, confirming that it is antistatic. Next test. This is from Zaborze. And now we have Hamilton test. That's what I was telling you about, how bacteria develop on samples. This is very important. All these tests are available on our website. Back to our duct. We say it is bactericidal and fungicidal. One could say so if it is in ideal environmental conditions. But for example, if we draw moisture from the bathroom, and we draw in a bit of dust, there are always bacteria there. They might stick to this duct, this coating. This coating dries over time. When it dries, the first layer of this coating neutralizes the bacteria for us, but then comes the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and after some time, as I said in my first video, you need to clean these ducts. You have to remember that if an expert comes and says that they have antibacterial ducts and you don't need to do anything with them for the rest of your life, look at that realistically. As I say, after 5 or 6 years, this system needs to be cleaned. That's also why kitchen hoods are not connected here. Because there's not only steam from cooking, there's also fat. And besides having bacteria here, we also have fat. I'll try to find a picture when I'm on a job cleaning a ventilation system. I'll try to show you what it looks like. But we advise against connecting kitchen hoods. It dirties the system because those layers of grease accumulate. Anyone who deals with ventilations, who does maintenance for restaurants knows this.